Hello, welcome to my channel. This morning I am cooking roast pork for my Sunday dinner. As you can see, the pork is right here. It's a pork leg. They call it pork shoulder. I'm going to roast this on the top of the stove and in the oven, and then back on top of the stove, and you'll see how I do it. As you can see, I have sweet pepper, different colors, hot pepper, tomato, onion. I also have some ginger, which is what I put. The only meal I put ginger in is pork, and I have some garlic. These I am going to cut up dice it really small because it goes into the pork. I stuff them into the pork. So what I normally do is cut them really small. And what I do is I just, for the onions, I'll just slice it like this. And you can do it your own way to get it as small as you can. I'm gonna dice it like that. Then I'm gonna turn it this way and I'm gonna cut it as small as I can. As you can see, it gets small when you do it that way, instead of you dicing it another way. So I'm gonna continue doing that until I cut all of the onion. As you can see, I cut up all of the vegetables I had on the table. The onions, the tomatoes, garlic, ginger, sweet pepper, and hot pepper. I'm going to put it in this bowl that I have right here because I am going to add powdered season to this mixture. Before, wash everything. I had already washed the tomatoes and everything that's sitting in this bowl. So remember, wash everything before you start. Now I'm going to add some powdered seasoning. I'm gonna add some all-purpose. I'm gonna add some food flavor enhancer. I'm gonna add some black pepper. I'm gonna add some Lawry's seasoning. And the last thing I'm going to add is the browning. The browning is right here. This is what gives it the brown look when it goes in the pot to cook and when it goes in the oven. So I'm gonna add some in. Just a little bit, and I'm gonna rub it in with my hands. My hands are clean because I'd already washed it. And we're gonna make this as brown as we can because it's gonna be added to the meat. And I'll show you in a few minutes how I add them to the meat. Right, this is as brown as I want it. This is perfect for me. If you wanna go a little bit browner, your personal preference, that's fine. I like it this way. It's brown enough for me. Now I am going to add it to the meat in a few minutes. I will be right back to show you how to do that. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the pork shoulder I showed you earlier. I put it now on the counter because I'm about to add the seasoning. What I do is I add the seasoning inside. This is the way I do it. I don't know about anybody else. I like when the pork when you cut it and the seasoning is inside. You can eat a piece of meat with seasoning. So here is the seasoning that I did before. I'm going to just rub some on the outside of it just to give it that brown look. I'm gonna rub it all over. Just to give it that look. And then I'm gonna start putting holes in it and put the seasoning in. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna turn it this way. And as you can see, I'm going to put a hole right here as deep as I can go. And I'm going to put my finger in and I'm going to put some seasoning in. It's a little bit messy, but use your finger and just push the seasoning in. And I'm gonna do that for all of the meat. I'm gonna pour holes in, like put holes in, and just continue putting in the seasoning in until it's all over it. Hi everyone. I know it looks a little bit messy, but this is, I stuffed everything as much as I can in. I put holes in. I put all of the seasoning that I cut up in, the garlic, the tomatoes, the sweet pepper, the hot pepper, the ginger in. And this is what it should look like when you've done stuffing everything. Like I said, it gets a little bit messy, but you need to get all of that seasoning in so that when you're cutting into a piece of roast pork, that you get all of that flavor in it. I've had pork where you cut in and the flavor is on the outside and not on the inside, so it doesn't taste that well. So this is the way that I do it. I know a lot of people do it differently. They probably don't stuff it like I do, but as always, I'm showing you the way that I do it. And if you want to try it, then that is fine. Otherwise, you can go back to the way you normally do it. But this way, to me, is better because I do it this way. But this is what it should look like. I'm going to put it back in here in the pan that I had it. I'm going to take all the excess juices like so and put it back on the meat. As you can see, it's all seasoned, well seasoned, and ready to go in the pot. So the first thing that's gonna happen is I'm going to put it in the pot to cook for maybe 20 minutes. And then after it goes into the oven to cook, to bake for say about 45 minutes or so. And then it goes back into the pot for the final cooking. So I'll meet you over the stove to put this in the pot. Hello. As you can see, I'm ready to put the pork into a boiling water in my pot. It's already boiling, so I'm gonna lift it and I am going to put it in like so. And I'm gonna scrape the rest of the gravy in. There's a little bit more on this that I'm gonna put on. And as you can see, all of that needs to be in there so that you can get your seasoning in to the water. The reason for this is because this is gonna go into the oven after cooking for like 20 minutes or so. And then once it comes back into the pot, you need to have that seasoning that's already been boiling in the stock, right? So this is what it looks like. I am going to let it cook for about 20 minutes in here, as I said before. And then once I'm ready to put it into the oven, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. For now, like I said, the seasoning is inside and outside. It's gonna cook nicely. And the point of putting oils in is to make it cook a little bit faster as well. Because the oils are already there, it's opened up, so it's gonna cook a little bit faster than normal. All right, so I will come back in another 20 minutes and transfer this to the oven. Hi everyone, I'm about to turn the stove off and take the meat out, pork shoulder out, and add it to the oven. So I'm about to do that. You need a large fork to pick it up like this and put it in your baking container. I'm gonna put it this way down because this part tends to stick to the bottom of the pan. So I'm gonna put it this way. The next thing you need to do is put some foil paper over it. And I have foil paper right here. I'm gonna foil this part. And then I'm gonna foil it a little bit more, this part. I'm going to do it as tight as I can so that there's no air coming out of it. And we're going to put this into the oven 45 minutes to an hour so that it gets a little bit soft. Not a little bit, a lot soft. And then it's gonna go back in the pot for final cooking. And we're gonna put it into the oven until later. I will show you when it goes back into the pot. Hi everyone. It's been about an hour now. This has been in the oven. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to already turn the stove back on, start cooking this, turn the oven off. And I'm going to open this up. Be careful, it's going to be hot because it's been closed in for a little while. And this is what it looks like when it's out of the oven. As you can see, it's a little softer now. The fork goes all the way through. You want to make sure that the fork is going through and that it's cooked, or it's almost cooked. Now water is running out. We know it needs to go back in the pot to cook for a little while. All of that water that's coming out once it's cooked in the pot will not be coming out, okay? So I'm gonna put it in the pot. I'm gonna turn the stove back on. I'm gonna pick it up like that. I'm gonna put it in the pot. And we're gonna leave it. Whatever is in here, you can throw it in with it. That's the water that came off of it cooking in the oven. Now this is gonna cook down. Towards the end, I am gonna add some potatoes and some carrots. And it's gonna cook all the way down like this. I'm gonna keep turning it until it's cooked. Once it's down to gravy, I'm gonna come back and show you what it looks like. I'll see you later. Hi again. I wanted to show you that the pork is cooking nicely. I just added the potatoes. This is optional. You don't have to put potatoes and carrots in, but when it gets down to almost finished cooking, you can put some potatoes and some carrots in to make a nice compact meal. This is cooking the way I like it to cook. Once it's completed, you're gonna see it on the plate. I will cut a piece just to show you how soft it is. But once I'm ready to serve, we'll come back and you'll see it on the plate. Hi, welcome back. This is almost ready to serve. The gravy went down a whole lot, as you can see. I'll show you what it looks like in the pot. The gravy is nice and thick and ready to be served. I'm going to put it on a dish and you'll see it on the plate, but The gravy, as you can see, is down to, it's very thick and it is as the consistency that I'm looking for. The potato is cooked with the carrot. I added some scallion in it also. So I'll see you in a few minutes to show you it on the plate. I also cut into it just so you can see the seasoning and all of that I put in, okay? See you in a few minutes. Hi everyone, so we are done cooking. The roast pork is on the table. The potatoes, all of that is around it. This would be a nice thing to cook for Thanksgiving dinner. This is why I'm doing it. So if you want to follow my recipe to cook this for your Thanksgiving dinner or maybe just a Sunday dinner like I'm doing, that is fine. As you can see, the potato is nice and tender. So is the carrot, all of that. I'm going to cut into the meat just to show you that it's soft and tender. Soft. The seasoning is right here. I'm gonna find another part with some seasoning in it. Nice and soft. It's spilling over a little bit, but I wanted to show you. The seasoning is right there. And we can cut it all around. And this is how you would serve it on your table so that they can see everything that's in there. As you can see, it's cooked to the bone. Everything is nice and tender. The seasoning is all the way up in there. So when you cooking this, stuff it, do all of what I do. Your seasoning will be in there and you'll be fine. As always, like and subscribe and hit the notification button for new content. If you want me to cook anything else, let me know. This is my Sunday dinner today. I'm gonna have this with some rice and peas. You can have this with white rice or macaroni and cheese, whatever you like. This is my Sunday dinner from my table to yours. Once again, bon appetit.